So you're a young professional or a millennial and you're thinking of making a move over to Pittsburgh. Well, considering Pittsburgh continuously ranks among the best cities for young professionals in America, you've chosen a right spot. Many of our neighborhoods have seen the largest growth of millennials out of anywhere in the country, and our neighborhoods are recognized as top neighborhoods for young professionals out of anywhere in the nation. But the question is, which neighborhoods are the best? In this video, we're going to go over the top 10 neighborhoods for young professionals and millennials in Pittsburgh. If that's the information you want, we're going after it right now. It's Riley Madden with eXp Realty right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything on what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play right here in Pittsburgh, make sure you start by tapping that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. We get dozens of phone calls, emails, text messages from people just like you relocating here to Pittsburgh, and we absolutely love it. If you're considering making a move to the burg, make sure you start by giving us a call, shooting us a text, sending us an email, DMing us on social media, however you want to get a hold of us. We've got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh. Okay, so with our many major employers, our tech powerhouses, our top universities, good nightlife, and low cost of living, Pittsburgh is honestly the perfect mix for any young professional or millennial. But with 90 different neighborhoods in our city, it is definitely hard to pick the right one. So we have a list of the top neighborhoods for young professionals right from niche.com, and we're going to go over everything you're going to want to know about these areas. Now, this list is based on the number of millennial residents, the job opportunities, and the access to bars, restaurants, and affordable housing. So let's start it off with number one, and number one's going to be downtown Pittsburgh. Here in downtown, we have over 3,000 residents, and you'll really have that convenience of short commutes, the breathtaking views, Point State Park, which borders the rivers and is actually a 36-acre park. And then you have our cultural district. You do have your casual dining spots and bars, but you're also going to see a large amount of fine dining and elegant dining options. I wouldn't say that downtown's nightlife is anything amazing or special, and unlike most major cities, our downtown area isn't our most exciting neighborhood. A con to downtown is there is no real grocery stores in the area either, so you're looking at about a 10-minute drive just to get to your local grocery store. So if you are coming without a car and looking for that walkability, that's definitely something that you need to factor in. Now, if you're into condos, lofts, apartment buildings, that's primarily the housing that you're going to see downtown. These mostly offer gorgeous views. They're going to be a little more pricier than many of our other neighborhoods, and you do see a ton of options for that luxury lifestyle. The city has actually spent over $1.9 billion in the past 10 years reinventing our downtown. It is a very impressive neighborhood, but I do notice that the millennials that we've moved over to Pittsburgh tend to lean towards our other neighborhoods that we'll go over. So moving on to number two is the Strip District. So the Strip District is right next to downtown actually, and is primarily known for its food scene with some of the best chef-driven restaurants you're going to find anywhere in Pittsburgh. You'll see many breweries and winery options, specialty coffee shops. It definitely has that mix of the old industrial feel with the new and trendy, especially with all of the restaurants, coffee shops, and bars. Living here again is mainly lofts, condos, and apartments. And it's definitely on the pricier side compared to our other neighborhoods. And the parking here is pretty expensive and problematic as well. Again, there's no real grocery store in the Strip District, so you're kind of going to see the same vibe as you're going to get downtown Pittsburgh. So if you don't like that, then you're going to want to stay tuned for our other neighborhoods. A big highlight to the Strip District is going to be that walkability and the quick access to downtown Pittsburgh if you do have a job there. The growth and redevelopment of the Strip has been amazing. It is a really unique area, and it's very convenient location for biking, walking, quick access to the riverfront, and everything that downtown has to offer. But if you don't like that more downtown city feel, then you're gonna want to stay tuned for number 3. If you are looking for more of a condo lifestyle, quick access to downtown, and the new trendy chef-driven restaurants, or if you are a chef, then the Strip District might be great for you. Okay, so number 3 is going to be Lower Lawrenceville. I'm going to talk about all of Lawrenceville since all 3 sections are on this list, and it honestly feels just like one big neighborhood. So Lawrenceville is split up into Upper, Central, and Lower. So all of Lawrenceville is awesome and a very hot spot for millennials. This neighborhood is actually one of our nation's fastest growing neighborhoods for millennials. It's about 10 to 15 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh and has seen a boom of development with tons of restaurants, coffee shops, bars, hangout spots, and apartment buildings flooding the area. Its restaurant scene is phenomenal with dozens of unique options. The drink scene is pretty heavy in Lawrenceville, from anything to beer, cocktails, wine, coffee, juices. You could find it all in Lawrenceville. And the best part is it's all in walking distance. You also have museums, bowling, a movie theater, art spaces, parks, just so many attractions. You truly do not have to leave this area if you don't want to. And then you also have plenty of shopping options and boutiques too. You do have that friendly community feel in this neighborhood and more of a creative entrepreneurial vibe. It's a very engaging neighborhood and the walkability and the public transportation is top tier. So Butler Street, actually a regional destination, is where you're going to find all of these businesses located. It is awesome. You could just walk straight up and down Butler Street and find all of the different businesses we talked about. Butler Street and Lawrenceville was actually featured in our 5 best neighborhoods in Pittsburgh, so we'll link that in the description below so you could check it out. So with the housing, you'll find many row homes in the area, and they all have their own unique charm to it. So many brick row homes, and then you'll have your colorful ones, and then you'll also find many single family homes. So if you are looking for a neighborhood to purchase a house, you may want to consider Lawrenceville. The pricing here isn't horrible. It has gone up as demand for the area has gone up, but very low compared to any other major city. There's also many options for apartment buildings, condos, lofts, all featuring amazing amenities and been recently renovated or recently built. Overall, this is an incredibly hot spot for millennials and young professionals, and I can guarantee if you don't want to live here, you'll still find yourself coming here a lot. Next, for number 4, we have Shadyside. So this is one of our most popular neighborhoods, and for good reason. The location here is prime, everything is very walkable, the public transportation is really good, and it's actually walking distance to many top universities, and you have your bus routes too. You can walk to restaurants, which there are a variety of options, grocery stores including Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Aldi, Giant Eagle, and then other shopping. The best way to describe it is it's very well kept up, it's welcoming, it's clean, it's friendly, and it kind of feels like you're off into a more suburban area tucked away from the city. So the big business districts are going to be Walnut Street, Ellsworth Avenue, and South Highland Avenue, which all have completely different feels to them. Walnut Street features many upscale boutiques, great restaurants, coffee shops, brunch, cafe, and even your high-end retail. That is personally my favorite street out of all 3 business districts, but South Highland Avenue features different bars, different daily needs, and some cool restaurants. And Ellsworth Avenue has a lot of different art galleries and unique shops. Shadyside is one of our most dog-friendly neighborhoods with plenty of dog-friendly businesses and very flat and walkable sidewalks. The housing, there are a ton of charming large homes here, and you have your historically restored mansions, as well as plenty of apartment buildings, lofts, and condos that are for rent. The nightlife includes some more popular and then some more quaint bars. But the one downside is the pricing for houses is expensive in the area, and then the rentals are on the higher side but aren't too bad. But overall, it is the perfect atmosphere for young professionals, and you will see a lot of students in the area due to the nearby universities. It is known for its renowned Shadyside Hospital, so lots of nurses and hospital workers live here or nearby. And then you are nearby other large employers too. We actually did do a full vlog on Shadyside, so we'll note that in the description below. Number 6 on the list is Shadyside's neighbor, Bloomfield. So Bloomfield is known for its walkability, its tight-knit community feel. It is known as the Little Italy of Pittsburgh. And you have Liberty Avenue, which is the main business district. It's full of tons of unique different shops. You have bookstores, thrifting, a variety of food with some amazing Italian options, and more. It's an amazing location since it's right next to Lawrenceville and Shadyside and plenty more of our top neighborhoods. And it's only 10 minutes to downtown Pittsburgh. You have some top employers located in the area, such as the Children's Hospital, which is one of the top in the nation. And then you have West Penn Hospital, which is right on your main drag of Liberty Ave. You're going to see that Penn Avenue and Liberty Avenue are the main streets running through Bloomfield, so you will see some traffic on these streets. But other than that, the area is pretty quiet. What's awesome about this area is there are a ton of grocery stores and farmers markets that are prominent in this area, again making it so you really don't have to leave. For housing, you're going to see your row houses, your single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, and then you'll have your old mansions that are converted into multi-unit dwellings. And you will see your apartment buildings and rentals here. And another highlight is it is pretty affordable. You can definitely find a good house for a good price, but home prices do also rise up to the more expensive levels. The nightlife scene here is more dive bars and kind of low-key hangouts. Overall, the neighborhood has that more laid-back feel to it. So if that's what you're into, it may be a great option. And then right next to Bloomfield is a small neighborhood called Friendship. Now this is a very much small town, small neighborhood vibes. It is very walkable. It's walking distance to different grocery stores, small shops, restaurants, and parks. And a highlight is the great public transportation, and then you have your easy access to major highways. What's awesome about this area is the many events that they have, which gives you tons of opportunity to meet your neighbors, which coming from a different city is a big deal. I mean, they even do an art crawl on the first Friday of every month with wine, art, and food. It's a really peaceful area while still being in the middle of everything. We do see a ton of young professionals being more drawn to this area and moving over to Friendship. The homes are beautiful. They are quaint Victorian mansions, brick homes. They are really well kept up, and you do see a ton of single family options as well as some rentals. They do tend to be expensive, but you can find cheaper options, which we could help you with. But it does make it a great place to buy. A downside or pro, they do not have many bars here, so if you're not into that nightlife, you may really like the area. But if you are, you're still really close to our major nightlife scenes. Next is number 7 on the list, Southside Flats. And we're gonna mix this in with Southside Slopes since, again, one big neighborhood but split into 2 different parts, and they both made the list. So Southside. Millennials love Southside, college students love Southside. and probably due to its rowdy nightlife scene. Southside is known as being Pittsburgh's best nightlife. Every Saturday and Friday night you'll see East Carson Street, which is the main drag, featuring all the different bars and clubs, but you will see them packed with students and people going out. It gets really crazy down there. But East Carson Street isn't only full of bars and clubs, it also has many different unique shops, thrift stores, restaurants, some hidden gems, and some different coffee shops. During the day, it is pretty peaceful and it's awesome to discover all of the different shops that they have available. There is a more peaceful side of Southside, and that's going to be next to the river where the Southside Marina is. That's where you're going to see all of the boats docked and some high-end and amazing restaurants nearby. And then Southside Slopes is going to be just hills filled with housing, hence the name Slopes. The housing here is very reasonably priced. You'll see many duplexes, single family homes, and rentals in the area, a lot of them being rented out by college students. If you're looking for that mix of good nightlife, but the option to have that laid back scene, depending on where you choose in Southside to be, it might be a great option to check out. You have great views in Southside, you have some awesome trails, you have parks including a dog park, you have that affordable housing, that extreme walkability, being that all of your daily needs and a ton of different businesses are all located right on East Carson Street. Overall, Southside is a blast. Alright, number 8 on the list is East Liberty. A neighborhood of innovation, East Liberty has been completely renovated as well. It is now a eating, shopping, and living space that has just brought life into the area and the community. Known as an up-and-coming community, this place is home to many trendy restaurants run by acclaimed chefs, offices, clothing stores, and casual eateries. You have that entrepreneurial and creative atmosphere that is focused on tech and innovation. This is really our tech hub. You have Google, Uber, Apple, as well as many other thriving companies in the area, surrounded by powerhouse colleges such as Carnegie Mellon University, Pitt, and Chatham. It is extremely walkable, bikeable, and the public transportation is top tier as well. It's also a very close proximity to many of our popular neighborhoods, including Shadyside and Lawrenceville. It is generally affordable, although prices have gone up because of the increased demand, especially from tech sector workers. You do see many new high-end apartment buildings and lofts being added to the area, which is an awesome addition. Traffic here can get kind of bad, but you do have many different side streets that you could get around and maneuver around the main hubs, which you'll see that in many of our different neighborhoods in Pittsburgh. Although we can get bad traffic, we do have many side streets to kind of get away from that. You are close to many large employers, and you do see a lot of young people and young adults moving to the area. Next on the list for number 9 is going to be Regent Square. So this is actually ranked the #1 best neighborhood to live in Pittsburgh, the #1 best neighborhood to raise a family in Pittsburgh, and the #1 best neighborhood to buy a house in Pittsburgh, all from niche.com. And it's also a very hot spot for millennials. So here you're set away from that city living, you kind of have that suburban mixed feel, and you are very close to one of our largest parks, Frick Park. It's very pet friendly, and you also have a great variety of different restaurants and coffee shops. You're conveniently located next to bus transportation, and again close to many of our popular neighborhoods, with that very short commute to downtown Pittsburgh. Overall, it's pretty affordable, and you could find some pretty affordable options for housing here. It's a great place to look if you're focused on owning a property. So you will find your mix of affordable homes and then your renovated, new, more expensive properties. Lots of friendly neighborhoods. You have a lot of millennials just bringing that great atmosphere to the area. Alright, number 10 is going to be Mount Washington. Mount Washington is known for its beautiful views of the city. Some would say the best views that Pittsburgh has to offer. You have Restaurant Row, which is full of high-end dining with your glass windows overlooking the city. And then you have your overlook pods, which make the perfect spot for pictures or just enjoying the gorgeous views. You have the business district of Shiloh Street and then Grandview Avenue. So Shiloh Street has a lot of affordable options for your restaurants and your dining. And the best part of Mount Washington is going to be that location. You're minutes from downtown, North Shore, Southside, Station Square, South Hills, any neighborhood you could really think of, you're right there. It's very centrally located, making it the perfect spot if you want a really short commute to work or just a short commute in general. And then you even have our inclines that will take you right down to the city from the top of Mount Washington. The nightlife is pretty prominent, with a younger crowd being seen on Friday and Saturday nights on Shiloh Street. You have access to public transportation, bus routes, the T, which is our light rail system, biking trails, and parks. And overall, it's very walkable, especially if you don't mind some hills. It is a great spot for young professionals. You will see some beautiful houses here with breathtaking views that of course are on the more expensive side, but the further you are from Grandview Avenue, the more affordable the housing gets. You have a ton of rentals here that are being rented out by college students and other young professionals. And then some other great neighborhoods that we didn't touch on that are on this list include Squirrel Hill, Highland Park, Greenfield, Polish Hill, Oakland, Morningside, and so many more. So if you're curious about any of these neighborhoods or looking to learn more about the hottest spots in Pittsburgh, make sure you start by giving us a call, shooting us a text, sending us an email, DMing us on social media. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh, and we can honestly make that transition so much easier on you. So start discovering more about our different neighborhoods, our housing market, and everything you need to know about Pittsburgh by watching these next videos. And we'll catch you in the next one.